Hi, it's Susan from SusanAfter60.com. Thanks for joining me. Today I'm going to tell you what I've changed about my makeup application and techniques as I've gotten older and as my skin changes. I've been using beauty counter cosmetics and skincare for about a year now, and I've never been happier with my skin. It's much healthier. When I try something new, I don't have breakouts like I used to, and the changing of weather doesn't affect my skin the way it used to. In the wintertime, I use an oil. It's #1 Brightening Vitamin C Lotion oil. In the wintertime, as soon as I turn the heat on, I start using this on my face and use it every day, twice a day sometimes. And it has made such a difference. My skin doesn't feel tight and uncomfortable and dry and crepey as much as it used to. And I've just been really pleased with it. Another thing I use with a Q-tip is the eye makeup remover. You can go underneath and get all that out at the end of the day. Your mascara runs down, and when you put your makeup on the next day, if you use a really oily some sort of makeup remover that has a lot of oil in it that you can't really get all off, it will make your eyeshadow stay in the creases. And so that's why I like this. It comes off really easily. I use it, then I wash my face and everything comes off. Another product I want to tell you about is the Beauty Counter Conditioner Nourishing Day Cream. I love this. I use it every day in lieu of foundation. As I've gotten older, you get these marionette lines, and sometimes the 11s, or you get a frown line. When we concentrate a lot, we tend to do this, and I try to keep a resting face that's very neutral and pleasant rather than letting my face fall. And that has helped a little bit. But if we're not mindful, as my mother used to say, if you keep frowning like that, your face is going to grow that way. So it really does. The things that I have changed, I stopped coloring my hair when I was about 50, and I have not been unhappy with it since. I have done a few things like a temporary rinse, or one of those, where it's just a glaze, and it still went back to that brassy color that does not work for me. So I'm very happy to have my natural color and just let it be silver, gray, pewter, whatever it is. I'm happy with it. The thing that I've tried to do that has backfired on me and looked terrible was, you know how young girls have the thicker eyebrows now? Well, I thought, well, I'll look more modern if I fill in my overly plucked, very thin, sparse brows. Wrong. I look like a drag queen. So that didn't work for me. It's too harsh, too bold, and if you go over too far with your brow, it will start going in those lines. So it's better to follow the natural line of where your brows actually are and just fill them in a little bit, very lightly, in a color that is complementary to the color your hair is now. And if you color your hair, then you need to find a color that's just a little bit lighter than the color that you've added to your hair. Sometimes it can look like we're wearing a hat, or that those brows are just much too harsh when we color our hair a color that's a little too dark. And I'm sure you've all seen this on men and women. But we have to equally be careful with that brow makeup that it doesn't overwhelm our faces. The next thing that I do differently that I used to do when I was young, I used to come under here with a line and a smudge and smoky powder, do the smoky eye. Well, I stopped doing that as I've gotten older because it looks very harsh to put any mascara or color at all down here. I still do the eyeliner with a pencil and fill in underneath my eyelashes on the waterline and above the eyelashes at the base of the eyelashes. Then I go back with this little brush. It's a sable brush that has a really small bristle, and I get a dark color like charcoal, or I can't remember what it's called, and then I just go into that line and soften it so that it's not a harsh line. But I would go all the way over in the corner of the eye ever. I start a little bit beyond where the center of your eye is, where the pupil is. When you look straight ahead, just where the eyelashes start to grow. And then on the other side, I never go all the way to the end, because when you get older, your eyes and your mouth start to turn down a little bit. For many of us, it has for me. So I never go all the way to the corner with my color, with my lining. I go to the very end of my eyelashes and then stop shortly before and go up just a little bit so that that line is not dragging down. I never come back down with anything. So a slight uplift, and the same technique for eyeshadow. You notice I have a hooded eye and I don't put light colors. I would never put a light color. I don't put any color here. I just put a little bit darker charcoal, mahogany, some color, not really brown, but more of a plum tone that's not so brown. And then fill in around on the edge to make that hood seem less hooded. So if I put any shimmer, it's down here, just in this section. And just to brighten your eyes a little bit, I do put not concealer, but a lighter eyeshadow in the corners of my eyes. So this part of your eyes starts to get darker as you get older because the skin is thinner, the blood vessels are showing through. So I always try to put a yellow, more of a yellow salmon color, something that will bring up this darkness right there in the corner. So I have not had any Botox or facelift or anything like that. I'm 62 years old and I can only attribute whatever I have going on for me that's positive to my good genes and the last about 8 years of eating mostly healthy vegetables, fruit, grains, cereal, that kind of thing. Not boxed cereal, but oatmeal. They're real old rolled oats. And I drink lots of water. So the quality of my skin has definitely improved since I've been using Beauty Counter. The lipstick I have on today is called Poppy, and it is probably my current favorite. I really like this. It's a lighter, softer color, and it has a little bit of shimmer in it. But once again, I put it on with a brush and never take it to the corners all the way. So there's none in the corners. You want to stop so that you have a little lift there. I don't wear foundation anymore because, as I mentioned before, those marionette lines, and if you have any lines here in the middle, and of course under here, I never go up. Even when I wore it, I would never go up in this area anymore because after about 40, your skin is more crepey and gentle. You know, it's more delicate there. And if you put makeup up too high or put concealer, whatever, in that area, it's just going to show up the crepiness even more. So I've just decided to keep using a moisturizer and be very liberal with it and drink lots of water and let it be at that. So someone asked me a couple weeks ago, what have you done differently with your makeup as you age? My system is not working anymore. So I thought I would go through some of these things with you today. And when I do wear blush, I almost forgot to mention that, I don't put it down here because that's just not really attractive. I try to find the corner of my cheek and just put a little bit there and blend it really well because you don't want to have that line of demarcation in blush or foundation. So just be really careful and use brushes and blend everything really, really well. As we get older, we think we've done things the way we thought they were being done, but when we put our glasses on, we realize it doesn't look as good as we thought it did. So I hope that going over my current routine has been helpful to you. I'll link all the products that I mentioned below so that you can take a look at them as well. And I hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching. I'm Susan from SusanAfter60.com. Bye.